What's up, everybody? This is Sydney, Total Liberation Green, the creator of the Pussy Over Pain video, the ATO orgy, proud nudist, sex worker, phone sex operator, all of that shit. And so this video is something that I've been thinking about, for a while now, but today was the day for me to make this video. And it's about happiness and the different things that I use, the different tools that I use to create and maintain my joy. So this particular video is going to be about Buddhism. It's going to be about chanting Nam-myoho-renge-kyo. Yes, the same shit that Angela Bassett did, Tina Turner does in the movie, the exact same chant. And what you see, the transformation that you see happen with her is actually what happens in everybody's lives who decides to chant this Buddhism. So chant this mantra, sorry. So I just want to give y'all a quick little breakdown of my history. See, people have been following me for a long time. They see, the growth and all that stuff, but I'm going to make it real snappy because I don't spend too much time on my past, but I just want to paint the picture. I got introduced to Buddhism at the age of 19. I was living in Bossier City, Louisiana, and I was like most teenagers and honestly most 50, 60-year-olds completely dependent on men for my happiness. I also used to think it was kind of cute. I used to joke about it. I have a boy dependency. And what that looked like was as long as I was getting some kind of a phone call or some kind of male attention, I was happy. I felt good about myself. But even within that feeling good, it was this very fragile, foundation, if you even call it that, I was standing on. Because the minute that I sensed disapproval, or that I was going to be left, or that I wasn't liked, or that I didn't get a text back, all of it came crashing down. It was a very vulnerable, it's a very miserable, difficult place to be. But I see people living it all the time. I have a lot of, people just don't know how the fuck to be happy. They don't know how to define it. I look at these reality TV shows and how it's normalized, and how a man, looks a certain kind of way and bitches acting a fucking fool. That's normalized. You know what I'm saying? It's normalized in this society to be so dependent on your on outside things for joy. People don't know how to go within, and that's what Buddhism taught me. Because when I first went to my first Buddhist meeting, I was again just a very such an insecure place. It's so far removed from me now, but I just remember being so attached to this idea that my happiness came from whether or not I had male attention. And that ties into self-worth issues, self-esteem issues. That ties into a whole bunch of shit, you know what I'm saying? But the last thing you want to do is put your happiness on something external. So when I went to, even me being young, I knew that wasn't really right. So when I went to my meeting, they taught me how to chant. But they didn't really have to teach me because I had watched What's Love Got to Do with It 89 times back to back. So I went to my first meeting. Oh, okay. Nam-myoho-renge-kyo, Nam-myoho-renge-kyo, Nam-myoho-renge-kyo. You're like, oh, you chanted before. I guess, bitch, if you call watching that movie chanting. So, I started to chant, and the only thing I really cared about was getting to this place on the inside where I felt some kind of control, because I was just like a little fucking emotional rag doll. You know what I'm saying? If a dude wanted to talk to me, I was happy. Like, my whole day was ruined based on whether or not somebody else decided to give me some of their attention. I just knew I needed to change that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it came in for me. So I've been practicing on and off, going on 11 years now, because I started when I was 19 and I'm 29. 10 years now. I've been practicing on and off. And so right now my practice is very much on. And when I say practice, it is something you have to do every day. So let me just break it down a bit. So the chant is Nam-myoho-renge-kyo. Okay, it means I devote myself to the mystic law of cause and effect through sound. The universe has laws, okay? Gravity is one. It's one of the more famous, more well-known laws is gravity. You have law of attraction, you have law of cause and effect. Well, this one, is rooted in the law of cause and effect, right? And so when you chant this mantra, you get in rhythm with the universe. And when you devote yourself to this law, things start to happen. It's really about transforming yourself from inside out. So let me tell you what drew me to the practice, okay? I come from Louisiana. Obviously, Christianity is everywhere, but I'm too rebellious for that shit, and it just doesn't make any sense for me. It's not the philosophy of life for me. I can't get a hold of something and pick 4 things out of 97 that I agree with and commit myself to that. Absolutely not. I wasn't with the rules. I did not feel like sex was bad. I wasn't with wait until marriage. Like, I just never was with none of that shit, honestly. I didn't. Christianity has some cute things to it, but I would never dedicate myself to anything like that because it's too much shit I just don't believe in with it. So what drew me to Buddhism was, it wasn't a concept of sin. It wasn't a concept of, sex is bad. And I remember it was so funny. The woman who introduced me, her name was Angela Horikawa. She was my, work study teacher or professor or some shit like that. And I remember when she introduced it to me, I was like, okay, so can you have sex? You just tell me right now. I'm not following none of them damn rules. Okay. She's like, yeah, I mean, it's not even a big deal. Like, there's nothing in the text that says sex is bad in this sect of Buddhism. Now, Buddhism has many sects, right? You got, Zen Buddhism, blah, 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 it's a whole bunch of different types. But this particular type doesn't have anything in its teachings that says something's wrong with sex. And I was like, okay, but does it have a problem with gays? Because I'm not with that shit. I may not be gay, but at the same time, I can't condone be a part of something that even leaves anything up to interpretation about something being wrong with being gay. And so he's like, no, it's good. You know how to do that. I said, so do I have to worship in some statue? Like, I had all of these questions. So ultimately what drew me to this practice was it fit who I am. It fit that. It's like, okay, and then I can chant for anything. She's like, yeah, I can chant for anything. I said, so I can chant for good sex. She was like, yeah, this is rooted in truth. This is rooted in universal laws. It's not rooted in some shit that some man made up who wanted to control something. This is actually rooted in the truth. And so out of all of my searches of philosophies and lives, Buddhism for me is the most in line with the truth and how the universe actually works. And so, you chant, Nam-myoho-renge-kyo, right? You chant it over and over again, and you think about what you want to happen. And what I love about Buddhism is it's really about the internal transformation, aka the human revolution. Who do you need to become to manifest the billions of dollars? Who do you need to become to manifest the man of your dreams? Who do you need to become debt free? Whatever it is, it's really about how it actually works, because it is about the inner transformation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because I've been somebody, I'm a bit bougie and I've accomplished quite a bit financially, but at the same time, it was a time in my financial height where I was the most afraid. Like, this is like, oh my God. And then the finances went down. And then now that, we're rebuilding all of that, I get to become who I want to become. What kind of rich person do I want to become? And so it's really changing that. And, other things about Buddhism that I love is, concepts of like changing poison into medicine, of really transforming your obstacles, because a lot of time your obstacles are absolutely the answers to your prayer. Sometimes you need to, if you got abandonment issues, you need somebody to leave you. You need that one person to leave your ass so you can realize that you've been the boss bitch the whole time. So sometimes it needs to go like that. But obviously I can't explain everything in this short video, but I will say that I really urge anyone who's watching this video to look up, Nam-myoho-renge-kyo, to go to like SGI, it's the Buddhist organization, SGI, and to find a center near you and to go to a meeting and just to get the information, you know what I'm saying? Because I think Buddhism is definitely one of the tools that I have for joy, and when it comes down to philosophies of life, I don't care what it is. If it makes sense, it goes in alignment with what I believe in, I'll do it. So it could be candle magic, it could be Wicca, it could be, this, I'll take anything, and I will put it in my box of joy. And so whatever I need at the time, I'll pull it out and I'll use it. So I've been chanting an hour a day, and the results have been quite magnificent. You know what I'm saying? It's been so much actual proof that I've been getting when it comes down to chanting this mantra. And so I'm sure whoever's watching this video has a lot of questions. And this is just the first video in which I'm just trying to go over the basics. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that Buddhism is chanting is a great tool for true joy. You know what I'm saying? That absolute joy and absolute happiness is based on just waking up. And because your name is your name, that's enough to have this beaming of joy within you. Not dependent on anything external. So With that being said, if you have questions, leave it there, and we will, go from there.